Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to take a look at the encounter sets that came in the Age of Apocalypse wave. So the four heroes that came in that wave, each one had a modular set. So this video is going to go over each of those encounter sets, and then some cards from Con of Heroes 2024.
Yeah, and these are the ones. These are not the ones that came um, in the campaign box. These are the ones that came out individual
Right.
as individual heroes. So,
And speaking of Con of Heroes, when we were at Con of Heroes 2025, we got some alternate art for some of the different heroes. So that's pretty cool from some content creators.
yep.
So first came in Iceman. So the first hero we got was Iceman, and that came with the Sauron modular set.
All right. So the first thing we got here is Sauron himself. So Sauron is a Brotherhood of Mutant. He's got 6 hit points. He schemes for 2. He attacks for 2. When revealed, you're going to search the encounter deck and discard pile for the life drain attachment and reveal it. And if it comes out as a boost, you're going to heal 3 damage to the activating enemy and give him a tough status card.
Okay. Then we have Sauron Lives.
It lives!
Side scheme, 3 threat, a symbol Dirk doesn't know. When defeated, the player who defeated the scheme searches the encounter deck and discard pile for Sauron and deals him to themselves as a face down encounter card.
Crisis. All right, then we've got the life drain. So this attachment is superpower. You're going to attach it to the minion with the highest printed hit points, and it activates against you. And if no minion activated this way, the card will gain surge. And as a forced interrupt, whenever the attached minion or enemy attacks you, you're going to take 2 damage and give them a tough status card.
Okay. Now I'm going to have to double check to see who designed this, but I'm going to suspect it was Caleb because we got 3 copies of this card, the Eye of Sauron. So I think he showed some of his Lord of the Rings roots here a little bit. When revealed, discard the top 2 cards of your deck, top 3 instead if Sauron is in play. For each resource icon discarded this way, do the following. Energy, place 1 threat on the main scheme. Mental, discard 1 card from your hand. Strength, deal 1 damage to your identity. And Wild, exhaust a character you control. All right.
Okay, next up, we've got
The next
Jubilee.
hero, the next hero we got was Jubilee.
Okay.
And the encounter set that came with her.
Okay, so the first thing with Jubilee is we've got Arcade, who is an assassin with 3 hit points. They scheme for 2, they attack for 2, and they cannot take damage while a trap side scheme is in play. Guess what the rest of this is going to have? And then when revealed, you're going to discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a trap side scheme is discarded this way and reveal it.
All right. And we got one of the trap side schemes here. Welcome to Murder World. It's a trap. That starts with 2 threat, hinder 1 threat per player. When defeated, the player who defeated this side scheme takes 2 damage, and it's a hazard.
It's a trap.
Or is this one the trap?
The second trap is Arcade's Funhouse. This one starts with 2 threat, has hinder 1 per player. When defeated, the player who defeated this side scheme is stunned. If you're already stunned, then they discard an ally or upgrade they control, and this one has an amplify.
All right, and then we have another side scheme. Starts with 2 threat, adds 1 threat per player with hinder. When defeated, the player who defeated this side scheme is confused. If they are already confused, place 2 threat on the main scheme, and it's got a crisis.
Right. And then we have the elaborate trap where they looks like, they don't, the sharks with lasers.
Sharks with
there we
frickin'
go.
lasers on their heads.
All right. So this treachery, whenever it's revealed, you're going to resolve the when defeated ability on each trap side scheme as if you had defeated it. And if no abilities are resolved this way, so in other words, if there are no traps out, then you're going to mill for a trap card and reveal it.
Now, why do the sharks have lasers? Because Overkill is underrated. Arcade. And because he watched Austin Powers. All right. The third hero we got in this wave was Nightcrawler. And he came with
the crazy game. So this side scheme has starts with 2 threat per player and has a forced response after a non-elite minion schemes against you, against a player. You're going to deal that minion to that player as a face down encounter card. Then if there's more than 1 player in the game, you pass that face down encounter card to the next player. So you get it and pass it. And then it's got a acceleration token on it.
Okay. Then we got the Queen of Hearts. Scheme
with the heads.
Scheme with a 0, attack 1, 4 hit points, criminal, queen traded. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a crazy gang side scheme and reveal it. If it's already in play, deal yourself a face down encounter card.
All right, we've got the Jester. Jester is a criminal with 5 hit points, schemes for 0, attacks for 1. When revealed, you're confused, and if you're already confused, you're going to discard a support you control.
All right. Then we have the Executioner, trying to kill Deadpool. Good luck. 0 scheme, 2 attack, 4 hit points, criminal. When revealed, Executioner attacks the friendly character with the fewest remaining hit points. If this attack defeats an ally, remove that ally from the game.
Ooh.
Going after
Yeah,
Maria.
don't chump block that one. And then you've got Tweedledope. Tweedledope is a brute criminal with 6 hit points, schemes for 0, attacks for 2, and when revealed, you're stunned. And if you're already stunned, you're going to discard an upgrade you control.
All right. And then off with his head. When revealed, each minion activates against the player it is engaged with. If no minion activates this way, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a minion is discarded and reveal that minion.
Basically all she ever says. Off with his head.
Off with her head, wasn't it originally? But
What's
right.
off with his head?
I know, but in Alice
in
Wonderland. Yeah. Okay, the final hero we got is Magneto, and he came with
the Hellfire Club. So we've got Sebastian Shaw as Hellfire with 5 hit points. Schemes for 1, attacks for 2. He's got toughness and villainous. And then as a force response, after he's attacked, you give him a face down boost card, and he cannot be attacked again this phase. So if you're not able to do all of it in one shot, then he can only be hit once per phase.
Then we have Celine. She's got a scheme of 1, attack of 1, 4 hit points, Hellfire, quick strike, villainous. Allies cannot attack her. And as a boost, discard an ally you control.
Yeah, she doesn't like allies. Then we've got the Hellfire Pawn. The Hellfire Pawn is a Hellfire minion with 3 hit points, schemes for 1, attacks for 2, has guard, patrol, and surge. And then if it comes out as a boost, then you put it into play, engage with you.
Right. Then we got the Inner Circle. Starts with 4 threat. When revealed, place 2 additional threat here for each Hellfire card in play, and it's got an amplify.
And the last card we've got here is Power and Decadence. So this treachery, whenever it's revealed, you're going to give the villain a tough status card, and then you'll give it this card to the villain as a face-down boost card. And of course, whenever it comes out as a boost, you're going to, after the activation, the activating enemy attack activates against you a second time without a boost card. So basically, it's just double attacks.
Okay. Then, so at Con of Heroes 2024, we had this modular set called Triple Threat, but it could also be used as its own epic scenario. So this actually has a epic version of Rhino, Claw, and Ultron, and then there's also a side scheme. But you can kind of add up the hit points. So this came out, before Trickster Takeover, where Loki kind of does the same thing as hit points based on the total number of people. So when we played, we had like 3 groups of 4 people. So we had like 12 people, and the health was crazy, and the villains kept jumping around. So go ahead and grab that. So the first, well, I should say minions. So these are epic minions.
All right, so the epic Rhino, he's elite epic. He's got 10 hit points per player, schemes for 1, attacks for 3. And as a force interrupt, whenever this minion or the villain attacks, that attack gains overkill. Whenever it's defeated, each identity gains a tough status card, and you'll flip this card over.
All right, and then when you flip it over, we got the Shadow of Rhino, +1 attack attached to the villain. Attached villains attacks gain overkill. So the way the scenario went, you don't have to do it epic, but if you don't have 12 people, but they basically, as one group, at the end of the villain rounds, they kind of the minions moved around from table to table,
yes,
which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it got very interesting whenever they started kind of clumped up at one table.
Yeah.
Whenever we played, I was like, I kind of felt bad for that table, but we weren't dealing with it.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right.
Then we got Claw here.
All right, so the Epic Claw is Elite Epic. He's got 8 hit points per player, schemes for 2, attacks for 1. He's got Villainous, and whenever the villain attacks, you'll give him an additional boost card for that attack. And whenever he's defeated, you're going to increase each player's hand size by 1 until the end of the next player phase, and flip this card.
Then we got the Shadow of Claw attached to the villain. When attached villain attacks, give them an additional boost card for that attack.
All right, and then we've got the Elite Epic Ultron. He's got 10 hit points per player, schemes for 2, attacks for 2, and as a force response after the villain phase begins, each player places the top card of their deck face down in front of them as a drone minion. So, of course, we've all seen that before when we've played Ultron. But when defeated, each player may choose 2 cards in their discard pile and add them to their hand and flip it over.
And then the Shadow of Ultron attached to the villain. When attached villain attacks you, discard the top 3 cards of your deck.
All right, then we've got 2 copies of the Rampage Treachery. So whenever this is revealed, each epic minion at your table activates against each player in player order. So when I'm saying it's at your table, this one, like, remember each universe was its own table. Or multiverse. But so they'll activate each in the player order, and if no activation was made this way, the villain activates against you. And if it comes out as a boost, you're going to heal 4 damage from each epic minion, and that would include any that are at other tables.
All right, then we got 3 copies of Triple Threat Surge. For each epic card in play at your table with X in its title, Rhino, give the villain a tough status. Claw, deal the villain a face down boost, and Ultron, put the top card of your deck into play face down, engage with you as a drone minion.
Okay. We've got 3 copies of the Help the Multiverse Treachery. So this card has Surge, and whenever it's revealed, you're going to choose a set-aside side scheme from the Triple Threat Modular set and reveal it, and then remove this card from the game. So, of course, you know, it's replaced by the side scheme. And if it comes out as a boost after the activation, you're going to shuffle it back into the encounter deck.
All right, then we got 3 copies of Multiversal Henchman, Criminal, 2 scheme, 2 attack, 5 hit points, toughness. When revealed, give the villain and each epic minion at your table and staging area a tough status card. And when defeated, deal 3 damage to an epic minion at your table.
Yeah, now the staging area rules are kind of explained in the setup card on it, but basically they're set up. They pass the table in front of you, and they're set up waiting to come to you, but you're only going to have one, I think, active against you at a time, I believe.
I don't remember, but there's also some of these permanent side schemes. So, right, nowhere to go. Victory 1. Players cannot thwart this side scheme. Expert mode only. Comes in with 4 threat per player. Force response. After you defend against an enemy attack and take no damage, you get to remove 4 threat from here. When defeated, stun and confuse Rhino at any table. And it's acceleration token.
All right, then we've got the hearing protection. So this side scheme starts with 4 threat. It's got victory 1. Only allies
4 threat per player.
4 threat per player, correct. Only allies can thwart this side scheme if you're in expert mode. As a force response, after an ally is defeated by consequential damage, then you're going to remove 1 threat from this scheme. And whenever it's defeated, you're going to stun Claw at any table, and each player at Claw's table draws a card. And it's got an amplify on it.
All right. Then we got reprogramming, side scheme, victory 1. Players cannot thwart this side scheme in expert mode. Force response, after you defeat a minion, remove 2 threat from this scheme. When defeated, confuse Ultron at any table. Each player at Ultron's table adds 3 cards from their discard pile to the top of their deck, and it comes in with 4 threat per player.
And then the last one we've got here is the set a trap side scheme. This has got 4 threat per player. It's got victory 1, and as an interrupt, whenever a character thwarts this scheme, you may use their attack or defense instead of their thwart in standard mode only. And whenever it's defeated, you can deal 10 damage to an epic minion at your table. All right. Okay. And now it did. I've noted on the 2 that said can't be thwarted by players. They can be thwarted by allies. So
okay. Then there is a standard set that that came in this Con of Heroes, and I think it's standard decisions. We have a a separate video like on all the standards, so you could check that out. So where we go over that. But these are modular sets that came in that specific kind of hero. So one of them was triple threat, of course. Now we have tough choices. We have 2 copies of what to do. So these are interesting because they're perils, and the player who draws a card. Each other player may draw a card and then choose one. Each player that drew a card this way takes 2 indirect damage, or place 1 threat on the main scheme for each player that drew a card this way. So between the standard decisions and the tough choices, so if you have just the standard decisions, it's kind of like, oh, well, when Dave's saying, okay, do you want to draw a card? I know he drew one of those. But when you have this modular set in, now there's actually, it could be one of multiple options instead of just one option.
Yep. And then we've got 2 copies of Friend or Foe. So whenever this treachery is revealed, of course, it's got peril. But you draw a card, and for each player who drew a card, you're going to choose one of these. Each player that drew a card this way discards an ally they control, or they discard an upgrade they control. And the thing is, with these, if you don't have one, you have to, and you do have the other, you have to choose the one that you can fulfill. So somebody has to have an ally if you're going to choose the top one, or somebody has to have an ally or upgrade if you're going to choose the bottom one. If you don't have either, you can choose one. It doesn't matter. But if you can fulfill one and not the other, that's the one you have to choose.
The Grim rule still applies. Yep. And I believe the standard decision had that card in it as well. But these are like 4 different options now as well. So we have overthinking it, peril, when revealed, draw a card. Each other player may draw a card as well. Then you choose to stun each player that drew a card or confuse each player that drew a card.
And then we've got 2 copies of Maniacal Laughter. So this one, peril, you'll draw the card each other player can choose to, but each player that drew a card shuffles a card from their Nemesis set into the encounter deck. And it doesn't say random. So, I mean, I guess technically you can pick, but I would do it random, personally. Or each player that drew a card this way exhausts their identity. So you'll have to choose one of those.
All right. And now the next module is a little strange. So this one is Shapeshifted. So it's a superpower. We actually played this with Mr. Sinister, so it gave him an extra superpower, which was kind of fun. Shapeshifted, permanent setup, attached to the villain. Attached villain gains the shifted trait and force interrupt. When the encounter deck is shuffled, or a card is shuffled into the encounter deck, give the villain a tough status card. Now, this module actually had stickers that you, when it triggers, you got, and I'll have to put up on the screen the beginning version of this card, because unfortunately what I got here is all stickered up. So we have 4 copies of this card with
Higher Evolution.
Yeah, the higher evolution. So this particular one was when the villain activates, if this card does not have a boost. Oh, this is
no, that's not the base one. There's a sticker under there.
Oh yeah, there's a sticker under that one.
Or this has got a sticker on it.
This is a sticker over. Yeah, I think all these have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we stickered.
No, this one doesn't. Okay, so yeah, we
got one without.
We got one that got no stickers on the top part.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so this is what the card looks like, except for there would be no sticker on the boost.
Yeah, so you'll choose the card from the section, and they all have different sections. And you put that sticker in the space covering up the text. Then you're going to shuffle the card into the encounter deck, and the card will gain search. So
and then it permanently has whatever sticker you chose.
Yeah, and there's like some of them there's multiple copies of, some of them there's only one copy of. And based off of what sticker, they do all kinds of different things. I mean, Are we going to show the ones that we've got just for fun?
Sure, we can do that. So show
all right. So the boost on this one, this is a sticker. But if this card does not have at least 3 boost icons on it, you add a boost icon sticker to it, and it counts for this attack. So
you're going to see that.
Yeah, we do have that coming up.
So if you look at this one actually has 3 boost icons. So this is the same thing, the boost. But this, when revealed, is discard an ally and play with the highest cost. If this card does not have a boost ability, resolve this card's special ability. But of course, if that card does. This is okay. So this one does not. So this is the original boost
Oh yeah, so yeah, you ignore the star icon if it doesn't have anything, but as a special, you're going to choose one sticker from the sheet and add it to it,
Yeah.
and it tells you where
Yeah.
E through H. I think they're all start from the same place.
A
But
through D is for the when reveal. E through H is for the boost.
okay, yeah, but the villain activates against you when revealed, and if this card does not have a boost ability, then you're going to resolve the special.
Right. And then we have the villain activates against you. If this card does not have a boost ability, resolve the card's special ability. And as a boost after this activation, shuffle this card back into the encounter deck.
If this card has fewer than 3 boost icons and add a boost sticker to this card, then shuffle the card into the encounter deck and it gains Surge. And then as a boost, if this card has 3 or fewer, then you're going to gain Overkill. Otherwise, it gains Piercing.
And you can see we got 3 boost stickers.
Yeah.
So this...
That was a fun one, but it was like, we've got a set that we've got with our travel copy that we only add the boosters in that whenever we're traveling. So it's like, if you want to help us add that, I think we still got actually some slots to fill. So yeah, if you ever run into
Actually, I think our
did we
travel...
finally finish it?
No, I don't think we put any on their travel copy yet.
I thought we had done so.
No, we did it on this one. This is...
Oh, we put them on this one. Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think, because when during Con Heroes 2024, we actually didn't put that set in. It was an optional module, and I think we chose not to do it. But yeah, if we're planning on going to Con Heroes 2025 or 2026, I mean.
Yep.
And so yeah, if you get a game in, and you want to.
Yeah, I'd love to actually
Sticker.
throw that in and start stickering a little bit.
Yeah. So that'll be kind of the reminisce, but yeah, all right, yeah, even if it's like one of the nights at the hotel or something, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, so this will wrap up our Age of Apocalypse series of videos. So next will be the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wave. So that'll be exciting. And not sure when we're going to do Civil War, since we're in the middle of Civil War. At the time of this recording, we're in the middle of the Civil War wave. So we'll have to see how that goes. But anyways, we still got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the meantime. So thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right, see you.